All right, hello, welcome to my channel. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on some Cowboy Talk and my week 4 predictions. And as always, if you join me live or if you go back later and end up at the bottom of YouTube and watch my video, I just want to thank you for watching, for the privilege of your time. So let's get started. Cowboys. Cowboys are 1-2 on the season. Um, Went down last week to Seattle. So we got the Lions, the Detroit Lions coming to town. Um, and this is going to be the most challenging game up to date, I believe, because, they riding high. They just beat the Patriots, so they riding high. And this is going to be a challenging game for the Cowboys. It's going to really challenge their defense. So I'm gonna start with the defense because it's less to hit on when you're talking about the defense. So um, you noticed last week I said about that garbage time touchdown that they gave up. See, I watch a lot of film. That garbage time touchdown they gave up to the Giants. Okay, on on one of Seattle touchdowns, and I'm not talking about the blown coverage. I'm gonna get back to that one in a minute. But that first touchdown they gave up, Seattle, they study film. Russell Wilson study a lot of film, and they was in the same formation, and the tight end ran down there freely, just like I think it was Evan Ingram from the Giants did late in the fourth quarter. He ran. So that's an issue. You got people running free in the secondary. The secondary overall, the defense is playing well. Um, Sean Lee went down. I don't like that injury, but I believe this year, because a lot of them other years we had like Justin Durant. I mean, he was an okay player, but this year, I don't feel good that Sean Lee is injured and not going to be playing. But I feel this year we are better equipped for Sean Lee being out. You got the rookie. It's his time now. He's a first round pick. Leighton Vander Esch, he had 11 tackles. And don't sleep on Joe Thomas. He's a solid linebacker. So I don't, hopefully not, the production don't slide like it been sliding on defense in past years when he's not there. So I feel like we're gonna be all right at the linebacker position. One injury I don't like is one player that don't get no credit, a lot of credit, is Malik Collins. I don't Malik Collins. He have a sprained knee. He probably won't play this week. I do not like when Malik Collins is not in the lineup. Yeah, I don't like when he's not in the lineup. I mean, he eats up blocks and he get pressure in the pass game, and a lot of the dirty work that the D line don't get, don't go unnoticed. So Lee is out. I feel better that we're better equipped with either the rookie and or Joe Thomas to handle that. And then I don't like Malik Collins being out on that D line. So we got to show that up right there. Um, that 52-yard touchdown, um, that was unacceptable. I mean, just watching the film on that. Come on, K Frazier, you got to do better. I mean, it wasn't nothing on his side or nothing even coming to his side to even have him looking in the back of the field. Um, for for him to let that man run by him like that to get that 52-yard touchdown. That see, and that's why I say it's going to be challenging this week because Detroit, Matthew Stafford, okay, dome play. He in the dome. He's coming to a dome. He's from Texas. He gonna be slinging that ball all over the field. So this defense gonna be tested uh more than they ever been tested so far in the first three games. So that secondary, they're gonna have to be more disciplined. Blown coverage. You had two blown coverages for a touchdown where people just running down the field. And now you're about to come up this get this against this guy, Matthew Stafford. Man, tighten up. You're gonna have to tighten up this week defense. Okay. Offensive side. Oh man. Well, talking about the offense, I've been watching film and I'm gonna start at the top. I'm gonna start at the top because last week I alleged that Dak Prescott is being coached down. That he's being coached down. Anyway, I allege that he's been coached down, and that's still true. I mean, when the Cowboys play, just look at it. I mean, you seen the 64-yard pass last week, but like I previously said, how many times do the Cowboys in a game throw that ball at least 20 yards or more down the field? Like I said, last year they was dead last in the NFL for throwing that ball, even attempting to throw that ball 20 yards downfield or more. They was last in the NFL. So that's why I feel like um, I say he's being coached down. Um, but one thing, if you don't watch a lot of film, then you might not pick it up. But one thing I noticed about Dak Prescott is okay, 2016. Let's go to 2016. 2016. Okay, that offensive line kept him clean. You know, Tyron Smith. I think he played the whole season. I believe, yeah, he played the whole season, dominant. Um, he had some injuries, and 17 and even now in 18, you know, he's people getting past him more and more. But 16, he was dominant. Then you bought, remember, Lyle Collins, you brought him in. You thought he's going to take that guard position, but Ron Leary wasn't having it. So you had Tyron Smith, Ron Leary, Fredericks, Martin, and then Doug Free, who never got no credit, but he never got Romo or none of the other quarterbacks killed coming off that right side. He wasn't that athletic, but he never got no one killed. So he done a good job. That was a great offensive line. So that Prescott was clean. Rookie of the year, 23 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. He ran for a lot of yards. Okay. Cowboys in 17 nor in 18 don't have a bad offensive line. They got some they pretty much knew in the middle with Frederick's injury and then the rookie playing on the left side, but they don't have a bad offensive line this season. And then last season, Collins went to right tackle. He got a little better. He got better and better as the year went on. And what's the buddy name? Jonathan Cooper. He didn't play bad. He did not play bad. But this year and last year ain't 2016. So it's relied on Dak Prescott, the quarterback, to learn his line better. Find the gaps. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't watch a lot of film. I'm not just sitting here talking. I'll give you an example. Atlanta game last season, 8 sacks. Uh, One guy, Claiborne, I think his name Claiborne for Atlanta, got 6 sacks. When I watched the film, only on 4 of those sacks that he was right up on Dak Prescott, and it wasn't nothing he can do. 2 of them sacks that he got, and then I think one of them that another person got, they wasn't even supposed to be sacks. So what I'm trying to say here, ladies and gentlemen, Dak Prescott, he was used to that cushion and clean pockets and throwing that ball in 16, 17, 18. You still got a solid line. They still working together, trying to grow together, but it's not as terrible as it is. This quarterback is not clamming the pocket. He's not moving out the way of the rush. I mean, it's like, and it's not even all about scrambling and taking off running. It's not even, that's not what I'm saying he should do every play. It's not about that. You know, he got to move, he got to feel the pressure. Just look at some of the games and some of the quarterbacks. You got people stand up in that pocket. They aware that the pressure is coming, but it's not coming at them. Or he got to, other words, he got to be able to feel that pressure and read it. Move left, move right, clam the pocket, scramble. If you got a lane, scramble by all means. Sometimes he can find a lane to scramble, but it's just like he's coached down so much that they just telling him stay in that pocket, stay in that pocket, no matter what, don't run. That's sometimes it feel like that, but he's not doing a good enough job moving his feet, reading the rush, finding a gap in the buying another extra second, a second and a half to get that ball out. And the best way I can tell you to see that is a glaring example of what I'm talking about. If you look back at the highlight package of the Seattle game last week, I mean, the game was out of reach, and I don't even know why he was passing the ball with 50 seconds left in the game. The game was over. But anyway, and he got sacked. It was between 42 and 50 seconds left. That's a glaring example of what I'm talking about. If you get a chance, go pull that up. That sack. It was the fourth quarter. He dropped back and passed. I think it was like between 42 and 52 seconds left in the fourth quarter. He dropped back to pass and he got sacked. I think the rush got through on either on the left side of our line, either Williams or Smith, but it was plenty room to move around and still look down the field. He's not doing a good job like that. So yes, a lot of this is on him. He's being coached down by the coordinator. Yes, he is. But a lot of this is on him now. He it's like we don't know if he ever even had pocket presence because he had that A+ offensive line in 2016. Then all of a sudden, you still got a good line in Pro Bowlers, but it's not as clean as it was, and you just getting sacked in everywhere. So I invite you to look at that aspect of why he's struggling. He got to have pocket awareness, read the rush while looking downfield, and buy yourself that extra half a second or second. Look at some of these games where, like Ben, I seen it this week. Ben Roethlisberger on Monday Night Football. I was wondering how he got that ball out of there. I mean, it was people like all around him, and next thing you know, you see his arm up, and he just threw that ball. So that's what he got to work on. Zeke had a bad game, dropped the pass, the fumble, out of bounds. I expect him to be back great this week. I expect him to clean that up. What else is happening? Um, that's it. You still leave your fastest receiver. You still using him as a gadgety player instead of putting him out there. He run good. Austin runs good routes. He runs good routes. Put that man out there, receiver, and like I said, he get down that field. Well, why was Earl Thomas everywhere? Earl Thomas was everywhere. Why? I mean, I know he's fast, but if you sending a wide receiver down the field 30, 40 yards with a real threat that you're gonna throw that ball down there, he ain't gonna get to that ball that quick. No deep threat. And it's being coached that way. It ain't that you don't have a person that can run. It's just no deep threat. So that can continue if a team have a solid front four. That's going to continue. I mean, continue if a team have a solid front seven. That's going to continue to let them stay up there and pack that box with 7, 8, 9 people, and it's going to make it miserable for your run game. I said last week, these teams have the formula for Dallas offense. Ever since the Giants beat them twice in 2016, ever since 2016, defenses are playing the Cowboys the same way. If they got the personnel to run the scheme right, they're going to shut Dallas down. On times that Dallas still score, regardless of what they're doing, that means they don't have the personnel to stop it. But everybody's playing the Cowboys the same way. And for the most part, it's been the same result. If they got the personnel to run the scheme, they're gonna shut them down. If they don't have the personnel to run the scheme, then they're gonna still run and still gain yards. So the offensive line is still gelling. They know they need to play better. Zeke, um, he ran good, but he had a couple of fumble and stepped out of bounds, so he know he need to play better. Dak, he needs to play better. So the offense need to play better. Um, that's all I gotta say about my little Cowboy talk session. Um, but they're gonna really be challenged this week because the Lions is feeling themselves, and that defense is gonna be challenged this week. They're gonna air that ball out. Matthew Stafford, he gonna air that ball out, and I don't want to see no 50 and 60-yard touchdowns. Somebody running free down the field because of blown coverages or safety looking in the backfield, and it's that was like the easiest touchdown in history of touchdowns. I mean, it was just totally unnecessary. I mean, it wasn't nothing even flashed or even was coming in Kayvon Frazier area of responsibility, and he let that man run right past him. So they better clean it up because Detroit gonna air that ball out and tackling. Uh, um, Tate, the wide receiver for Detroit. I don't know what it is with that guy. I mean, he played like he got grease on him. It appears like he had grease on him. He's slippery. He breaks a lot of tackles. You better get him. You better get him to the ground. He one that would take a slant and take it to the house. So um, Cowboys need to step it up if they want to be where they think they should be. Um, week 4, you want to be at least 500 to have a chance to try to win a division and make the playoffs. 500, you got a shot to make the playoffs. 1-3 and playing the way you're playing, especially on offense. No, get ready for the draft. So That's my cowboy chat, my cowboy talk for this week. Oh, one more quick thing. Bryce Butler, what you bring him back for? I mean, I knew he was gonna be inactive week one, but what you bring him back for? Bryce Butler, although he didn't get a lot of reps and opportunities with the Cowboys, since he been here, he been a big play guy. He been a big play guy. So having nobody wide receiver distinguished itself. So I will activate him and see if there's some chemistry left between him and Dak Prescott. Because he's been a big play receiver for you. I mean, ain't nobody else ain't showing me nothing that they have to be out on the field except for Austin. But you know, you're not even using him the right way. So all right, so let me go into my picks for week 4. Okay, let's see. Uh, all right, so all right. So I see on here, um, if you come along later, I got 0 views right now. If you come along later and watch this iPod, I told you in the description of my show that I talk this sports, but I talk about other things also. And I really think I had a good talk yesterday about on current events. I was talking about the Nike Colin Kaepernick stuff, and that what makes me go back to my show from yesterday is I see right here that Panthers signed former Eric Reed. They signed Eric Reed, the former safety from the San Francisco 49ers. The Carolina Panthers, they signed him to a 1-year deal. And I mean, he's a pretty young guy. He's 26. I can't remember what year he came out, but I know when I do my draft cards for the Cowboys, yeah, that's how deep I am into this. I do draft cards. I look at all the players and I say, well, I got like it's not a draft board like they do it, but it's like a wish list. And I think I wanted the Cowboys to draft Eric Reed when he came out. I forgot when he came out. I think around 12, 11, 12, no later than 13, because we always had a need at safety. And sure enough, he been a free agent, caught up in the um the kneeling for the national anthem. Um, so I did a show on Nike and Kaepernick, and I look at this today and I see he got a job, and I think that's a good thing. That's a good thing because don't nobody, everybody deserves a second chance. But then I'm sitting here saying second chance. It ain't that he done nothing wrong. I mean, like he, a convicted felon just came out of jail and he actually did something wrong, and he getting a second chance. Everybody deserves a second chance, but I don't even call this a second chance with him because he didn't do nothing wrong. I mean, he just was kneeling beside Colin Kaepernick, standing up for what he believed in, and nobody want to touch this man with a 10-foot pole. But he's 26. He's a active safety. I mean, Zeke coming up. Are we going to extend him? That Zeke might be coming up. I mean, it all depends on the team if they want to keep you or not. But I just say Zeke coming up. They got to figure out if they want to keep him. Dak gonna be coming up. You got to figure out if you want to extend and keep him. Then what you gonna do with D Law? Okay, he on the franchise tag now. So, and you talking about signing you fell in love with a high price Pro Bowl excellent safety Earl Thomas, but you know you don't really have the money for that to bring an outsider in and sign him to a big contract. Then you're gonna end up letting your own go. So that's how I see it. But then you had this young man, um, safety prospect. You needed a safety. Why Cowboys couldn't sign him and bring him in? But anyway, congratulations to Reed, Eric Reed. He got a job, and he deserve a job. He a young man. He played the position good, and he don't deserve to be um, unemployed because he decided to kneel. So anyway, I'm done with that. So let me go into my picks real quick. All right, Minnesota tonight, Thursday night football, week 4 kickoff. You got Minnesota at the Rams. Being a Cowboys fan and knowing Kirk Cousins with the Redskins, I'm just not sold on him. He gonna give you some good and some bad. And I mean, I didn't watch no film or nothing from the Vikings and why they got beat down at home against the Bills. But nah, it, it's supposed to be a marquee game. It's well, both around starting corners are out, so that give them a little bit better chance. But it's gonna be Rams at home, But after seeing what I seen last week, Buffalo drug them at home. Um, I'm not even up for this game. It's gonna be Rams at home. They're gonna beat them. So I'm gonna go into the Sunday games now, and of course Dallas play at 1. I'm gonna skip them and come back to them last. Um, New England is at home. Miami coming to town. Miami always play New England type. Miami always played New England type. But because of past success in history with the Patriots, um, I think Miami gonna win the game. I really do think Miami. I mean, I think Miami gonna win the game. But as successful as the Patriots been, I'm gonna give them. I'm gonna go with them, and I'm gonna leave this caution out there for the Patriots fan. If they lose this game at home against the Patriots, then I think this is probably is the beginning of that era of success that been going on ever since 2001 up till now. The long era of success. I think if Miami can go in there and beat them and make them put them at 1-3, I think this is going to be the end of that era of success. So I think the Dolphins is going to win the game, but Miami got equity. So I'm gonna go with the New England Patriots at home. Philly at Tennessee. This is an ironic game. First of all, okay, I was 5-10 last week. Won 5, lost 10. Um, Both of these teams hurt me last week. Philly is at Tennessee because I picked Indianapolis to upset Philly. They had their chances, but they didn't get the job done. And then I wanted to pick Tennessee on the road against Jacksonville, but Marcus Mariota wasn't the starting quarterback, so I didn't go with Tennessee. But he ended up coming in the game. I don't know how effective he was. So I picked both of these teams to lose, and both of them won last week. So now they play each other. Um, Philly at Tennessee. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Tennessee, they got good defense. I'm gonna go with Tennessee. Um, Cincinnati at Atlanta. This is an interesting game, but Dixon, Cincinnati running back, Dixon is out, and AJ Green, he was injured, not even sure if he's going to play. It's going to be another one of these New Orleans, Atlanta type game, a lot of scoring, but Atlanta holds on and win this one this week at home against Cincinnati. Oh, this is a very, very interesting game. Tampa Bay on the road against Chicago. Ooh, that's a very, very interesting game with two teams that's, surprising you. Man, give me Tampa Bay on the road over the Chicago Bears. They like Tampa Bay can get more offensively to win that game in Chicago. If Tampa Bay lose that game, then you're gonna have a depends on how well Fitzpatrick, or as they trying to say, Fitz Magic, depends on how well he played. They got to make a decision because Jameis Winston is coming back after the bye. Um, I'm skipping Dallas and Detroit at one. Can Buffalo go to Green Bay and put the smackdown on them like they went to Minnesota and put the smackdown on them? Um, yes. I'm going with Buffalo at Lambeau Field over the Green Bay Packers. Rogers, he's hurt. He's hurt. Houston at Indianapolis Colts. Whew, that's a good. That's a hard one to call. That's a hard one to call. Deshaun Watson numbers, stats is getting better, but I mean they still losing. So hmm, that's a hard one to call. Is Houston going 0-4? Oh, man, that was 1-3. Mm. Give me Houston on the road to win their first game of the season. My mind is telling me Indianapolis. Okay, so Jets and Jacksonville. Um, Jacksonville bounce back over the Jets. Jacksonville at home. Seattle going to Arizona. I ain't picking those Seattle. They beat my boys. What is Arizona doing? I thought Arizona was. Give me Seattle on the road. Arizona going 0-4. They got a rookie quarterback too. Seattle over Arizona. Cleveland at Oakland. This is a very interesting game. Oakland been playing. They played well enough to win one of these three games, but here they sit at 0-3, and then you got Cleveland that just won their first game on Thursday night, last Thursday night. It's gonna be a tough game. This I'm gonna go with Cleveland. I'm gonna go with Cleveland in Oakland to make Oakland 0-4 because Oakland pass rush gonna allow Baker Mayfield to get comfortable, and he got weapons to throw to. I'm gonna go with Cleveland in Oakland. Cleveland gonna be 2-1-1, and Oakland gonna be 0-4. Okay. San Francisco at Los Angeles Chargers. Jimmy G is gone for the season. Give me the Chargers. New Orleans at the Rams. I'm sorry, New Orleans at the Giants. Mm, Don't be surprised here. I'm gonna go with the Giants at home to beat New Orleans. They need to generate some offense. I'm gonna go with the Giants to beat New Orleans. All right, boom. The black and blue division. They punch you in the face, take you behind the guard shack. Game Sunday night. Baltimore at Pittsburgh. Mm. I'm gonna go with. I mean, Pittsburgh feeling itself because they won Monday night against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay shot themselves in the foot with those 3 turnovers. So I mean, Pittsburgh could have lost that game. I did pick Tampa to win that game. Um, but they got off the snide and won a game. But I'm gonna go with Baltimore on the road. I just don't think Baltimore gonna turn that ball over um as Tampa Bay did, and then Tampa Bay still had a chance to win. So give me Tampa Bay. I'm sorry, give me Baltimore on Sunday night football over Pittsburgh. And you got Kansas City at Denver for Monday night football. Hmm. You can score on Kansas City. You can score on them, and Denver have a good enough defense. But the question is that offense going to give enough in what might be a track meet game? I've been saying Denver is going to be a pleasant surprise this year. Denver got something like a home field advantage. Like I said, Cowboys had to play good early because Seattle have the ultimate home field advantage. Denver have a good home field advantage too. Um, there's a hard game to pick. Kansas City, Denver. Give me. I'm taking too long with this pick. This give me. I'm gonna have to pick one of these road teams now. Now I want to pick New Orleans over Giants, but I'm going with the home team in Giants. Even though I think New Orleans gonna win, so hold on. I might have to change a pick here. Who is likely to win on the road? New Orleans over Giants or Kansas City over Denver? That's the question. Who is more likely to win? Give me. I'm gonna take Denver at home to knock Kansas City from the ranks of the unbeaten. Give me, give me, give me Denver at home to beat Kansas City on Monday Night Football, and I'm gonna stay with the Giants over New Orleans. The New Orleans haven't been playing no defense, so give me New Orleans. I mean Giants over New Orleans. So Cowboys Sunday 1 o'clock against Detroit Lions. Like I said, ladies and gentlemen, Detroit coming in there. Um, Matthew Stafford loved playing in Dallas, in his home state of Texas. They're gonna be throwing that ball around that field. Okay, he gonna air that ball out. I think Dallas defense won't be in a total collapse without Sean Lee. Um, their defense. I mean, you can move the ball. They got good players on defense, Detroit. You can move the ball on them, but the Cowboys just haven't been showing the consistency or the for the week, the 4 weeks, the first 4 weeks. Like I said, you gelling and you getting your identity, but you got to win 2 or 3 of these games. You can't go 0-4. You can't go 1-3. So while you getting your identity and you gelling, you got to be winning these games. Defense blowing some coverages, but they doing good. The offense, no, they're not gelling. Give me Detroit. I'm sorry, Detroit is gonna come in Dallas and whoop Dallas. I'm sorry on Sunday evening, on Sunday afternoon. Detroit Lions is going to come in and beat Dallas. Dallas do not have this stuff together on defense. Um, you got coaches saying one thing on interviews or in public, but doing another thing on the field. Well, we need to get him more touches. That's weak. How you gonna wear defense down if Zeke only gets 16 carries, 15 carries? You see how Seattle did last week? They averaged 2.9, less than 3 yards a carry, but they stayed with it. That's discipline. That's focus. They stayed with it. They stayed with it. 32 carries, over 100 yards. They stayed with it. That's how I thought the Cowboys would be. No matter if they are racking them up, you still stay with that run. You just don't run on first down. They so predictable. First down, okay, here comes Zeke. Load the box up, make the play. Too predictable. You're not gonna wear no defense down, giving him 16, 20 carries. He need to touch that ball 25, 30 times a game. I'm talking about rushing. So the Cowboys just not gonna be able to get their act together this week. So they're gonna lose at home to Detroit Lions. So this week 4 kickoff tonight. I got the Rams. I got the Patriots. I got the Rams over Minnesota. I got the Patriots over Miami. I got Tennessee over Philly. I got Atlanta over Cincinnati. I got this is a hard one for me to pick, but I picked Tampa Bay on the road to beat Chicago. Detroit going to beat Dallas. Buffalo is going to go to Lambeau Field and beat Green Bay. Um, did I pick Houston or Indianapolis? I can't remember. Um, Give me Houston and Indianapolis to get their first victory of the year. Jacksonville going to rebound against the Jets. Seattle going to go in Arizona and beat Arizona. Cleveland going to Oakland and beat Oakland. The Chargers is going to be San Francisco. Uh, I'm subject to change this, but once I call it, that's it. Do I want New Orleans over the Giants? Giants are going to beat New Orleans. And then Baltimore going to beat Pittsburgh. And then the Monday night game, Denver is going to beat Kansas City. And those are my week 4 picks. So 0 viewers at this time. But as always, if you come along later and um watch the video, thank you for your time, and I'll see you, God's willing, next Thursday with my picks. But in between time, I know I'm going to do some more shows on some more current events or politics, because it's really the silly season. When it comes to politics right now, it's really the silly season. So my next sports show going to be probably Tuesday. Next sports show going to be Tuesday. I'm gonna do after the Monday night game on Monday. Then I come Tuesday and do a week 4 recap. And I'm sorry I didn't let y'all know all the teams that's on the bye this week. I noticed I didn't see the Redskins on here. So some teams the bye week's starting this early in the season. But so you got a few teams on the bye, but that's fine. I picked the ones that was here, and I need to do better than I did last week. I was 5-10, so hopefully I can go 10-5 this week. So thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you.